How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 romantic fantasy film, and this film's based off the 1987 book and also based off the 1988 Japanese film as well. And this is actually the second adaptation of the book to the screen, and that is All of Us Strangers. This was written and directed by Andrew Haigh, who you may know him as the director of Weekend, and this tells the story of a screenwriter named Adam, played by Andrew Scott, who enters back into his childhood home, and he also enters into a fledgling relationship with his downstairs neighbor named Harry, played by Paul Mescal, and from there he's also learning a new mysterious way to heal himself from losing his parents 30 years ago. So that's pretty much the story of All of Us Strangers. Now, I knew nothing about the book or the Japanese film going into this one, but I've heard a lot of people talking about this movie, a lot of people been praising this film, saying it was one of the best of 2023. And I was willing to check this one out since I did see the trailers for this film, since it did look really good from what I've seen. And I did like some of the cast who were in this film. Like, you've got Andrew Scott, Paul Mescal, Jamie Bell and Claire Foy, who I think are really talented actors. So I was willing to give this one a go. And this film came out in January of this year in the UK, while it came out around last year in the US, but we didn't get this until towards the end of January of this year in the UK. And it came out along with the Colour Purple remake as well in the UK, which I went to see that first. And so I saw this film the next day, and I saw this on my job for free with a fair amount of people on the screen that I was in, although there wasn't that many people in, unfortunately. It wasn't like a full house or anything. And after watching this whole movie here, I have to agree with everyone what they've said about this movie, because this movie was absolutely incredible here, and I would even say as well, this is probably one of the most emotional films that I've seen from 2023 as well here. The overall storytelling for this film, I found it to be very experimental, where it deals with the theme of grief in the film, since we follow Adam's journey where he deals with that since he lost his parents 30 years ago, and we get to see him, like, how he interacts with them in the film, where through his eyes we get to see him do the opportunities that he never had to do before in his childhood, which those moments were genuinely emotional, yet I couldn't stop crying my eyes out when it came to those moments, because those moments were just so heartbreaking and yet so powerful. And in terms of performances, everyone's phenomenal in the film. Like, Andrew Scott, I think he gives one of the best performances he's ever given. He's just phenomenal in the film, from giving such a powerful and yet heartbreaking performance as Adam, where we follow his journey in the film as he deals with grief in the film. And Paul Mescal, I think he's the biggest standout in terms of performances in this film, because he's also phenomenal as well, whom he plays Harry in the film, who he plays the downstairs neighbor of Andrew Scott's character Adam. And their chemistry in the film I thought was genuinely sweet, where we follow their gay romance in the film. And Jamie Bell and Claire Foy were both terrific as well, who play Adam's parents in the film, and they have really good dynamics together, and they have a really good relationship together in the film as a couple. And the direction by Andrew Haigh I thought was absolutely gorgeous, and along with its cinematography in the film, through its overall look at the film. And yet there are even some haunting moments in the film that I did not see coming as I was watching the film, because I didn't really expect any of that. But when it came to that, they generally shocked me. Like, there were moments that were just like, I was like, Jesus, when there were moments I didn't see coming. And yeah, there were some moments I found almost really scary as well, through some dark things that we do see in the film here as well. But overall, in the end, guys, All of Us Strangers, this movie has got to be one of the most emotional films that I've seen for 2023, and it's also one of my favorites of the year as well. And if you overall really like the book or the previous movie that was released back in Japan in 1988, or you're a fan of any of the cast in this film, I would definitely say this would definitely be a good cup of tea here. So that's pretty much all I have to say about All of Us Strangers. I'm going to give All of Us Strangers 5 out of 5. Not a single flaw I could pick out with this movie here, because everything about this movie is just undeniably incredible here. And again, this is truly another one of my favorites for 2023 here as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on All of Us Strangers, and let me know what you think of this movie. If you haven't seen this already, or if you just recently check this out, did you really love this one, or was this not your cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.